Hey, Salon B here, and today I want to talk about loving what you do. If you're striving to get a career in whatever it is, whether it's nursing, whether it's technology, whether it's any type of skill, nursing, um, just whatever your life goal is. Like if you want to be a medical assistant, secretary, career wise, or entrepreneur, you must love what you do. Do not go after trying to be an entrepreneur if you're not going to love what you do. Don't pick something that is not suitable for your character and you're going to try to do this every day of your life. Don't do that. Okay. Most people who hate their jobs oftentimes come down with problems with stress, and stress leads to mental illness. So if you're in a highly stressful job and you hate the job, more than likely your attitude and your character and all of that is going to be destroyed because you hate what you do. Okay? Now, yesterday in my career development class, my teacher was telling us about how she loves what she does. And she gave us some examples of that she know that she's not going to die rich because she's a teacher. And she's not going to get an Oscar or Academy Award for being a teacher. It's something that she loves what she does. She even comes to work when she's not feeling well because she loves to teach. Now, this teacher was also trying to become a nurse, and she found out that she hated nursing. So she discontinued trying to get her nurse's degree and just will remain being a teacher because she loved that job and that career so much that she would do it anytime. She would come to work when she's not feeling well. It is what gives her relief. That's why I say you have to love what you do. Because when there are hard times, you can come to your career and you can excel there because you love what you do. So, I want to talk about when I first wanted to really become a nurse. I started out as a CNA and I was excited. So once I started working as a CNA in a nursing home and I saw the politics of how a lot of the elderly people are not really getting taken care of because the way that nursing homes handle these things with nurses' aides, they either have enough nurse aides or they have very little. And when they have fewer nurse aides, they have more patients. And more patients, um, with each nursing assistant, like if one nurse is, all three of them have 30 patients apiece, it is going to take them most of the day to get those people ready and get them fed. And the nurse becomes overworked. And when she becomes overworked, then there is some forms of neglect that are set in. And this is how the elderly, more than likely are not getting taken care of. So I saw that problem. Then I saw that um, between the staffs of nurses, of the hierarchy of nurses, like, you have the RN, the LPN, then you have the nurse assistant. Well, the RN and the LPNs, they look down on the nurse assistants because they think that they don't know anything. But they are their assistants. They do more than they do. So you have that hierarchy that look at each other like I'm better than you because I'm above you, depending on what your degree of nursing is. And I didn't like that concept and I didn't like that perspective because, me and an RN had got into a little issue when I first started working because I noticed that a patient was having some sort of complications and they had no food or no feeding order on him, And the man was asking for something to drink. So I asked her, if he can't eat or drink, why is he asking for that stuff? And she just looked at me and didn't say anything and was like, I don't have to answer that question. So I went to the boss over her, and come to find out, to shorten the story, the man was having a stroke. And that was total neglect because we couldn't get past the conversation and we couldn't solve the problem. So this man was sitting up here having a stroke while she thinking that she's above me as a nurse assistant. So I started to dislike the job. I started to dislike the politics of nursing and all of that. And I quit. I had to turn around and figure out what my new career was going to be after I had taken all of those classes or taken all of that time out to become a nurse assistant. I hated it. And the times that I hated it, I found myself getting sick. I found myself not being able to get out of bed. And I found myself facing some type of depression because I did all of that work. So this is why you have to love what you do. So I had to walk away. And I had to figure out, how am I going to come up with another job that I love doing and that is going to make me excel and feel comfortable with myself, knowing that I like this job and I can do this job and it will take me anywhere in the world. I want to have a good career because I want to make a impact on my family and anything else. So this is why you got to love what you do, because you can't get an abundance of anything if you hate what you're doing. So what I did was I had to go back to the drawing board and I looked at self-reflection. And self-reflection is this. What is it that you like to do? You got to ask yourself these questions. You got to deal with your flaws. You have to deal with what it is truly that you are here for and what you're trying to, what are you trying to leave behind when you leave this world? What do you want people to say about you? So I did self-reflection. I did a personality survey to see what it is that I like, how to meet my own needs. I did it the old-fashioned way, though. I use astrology. Astrology is nothing but the oldest personality system ever to deal with. So I did that, and I did a birth chart reading, and I found out that I'm really good in business. So I went that way. And since I've done that, looked at personality surveys and found out what are my personal needs, once I did that, I was able to navigate through my life right now. So I'm still working towards that, and I'm still working towards my channel. And whatever I learn, I will put it out there. But I also want people to understand too that you have to love what you do. Whatever it is, if it's career based, have a dream, have a goal, and like your dream and your goal. And if you can see yourself doing it forever because you love it, then that's what you're supposed to do. Love what you do. Salome B. Have a nice day.